right, another spirited practice. A couple of scrums. You know, we got here a week early. We've been playing a lot of football against each other. It's getting competitive, back and forth. Offense wins one, defense battles back, wins one. People are making plays. Tempers are flaring a little bit, and I just got to remind them, none of that helps us. It throws us out of the rhythm of the practice. We're trying to get these guys in game shape, and certainly on game day, you throw a punch, you're out. You're out of the game, and that hurts the team when only having so many guys. We're able to regroup and finish the drive. Got another, 7 or 8 plays or something like that to finish down in the red zone. Love the effort, love the energy, all that stuff, but we got to be smarter with some of that stuff.
Dave,
when you stopped practice midway, what was that move then?
Yeah, the first drill, I just really wasn't happy with the tempo we were practicing at. We can chase better, we can cover down better, and we have a standard. The players have a standard. When they're not picking it up and talking to each other, it's my job to make sure that we just get it back on track. They did. And then it kind of turned into a little bit over the top, but it was worth it. It was worth just taking that moment. There are quarters that way. There are halves that way. We have to find a way to regroup if we don't come out with the right energy. We have to be able to refocus, play to play, drive to drive. So a great opportunity to just tell them, hey, sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it's like this, and we have to snap out of it and make sure we refocus and get back to our ball.
Hey, what can you tell us about that?
Yeah, made a really nice play, high pointed it. Cam Miller's in great position, came down really hard, went in, evaluated him, cleared him of concussion, but it looks like a stinger, so we're going to evaluate him more over the next day or so and just make sure that, he's in the right spot. So we have a nice little window here. He wouldn't be playing in this game, but we have a nice little window to get him turned around and just see where he's at.
No concussions?
No, they cleared him for that.
You mentioned practicing earlier and extra. Did you anticipate maybe that you would have this sort of emotion at this point in the camp? Like, are you rethinking maybe the practice schedule down the line?
Well, just because of the numbers of practices that we've been able to store up, the more that we go against each other and, guys start learning each other's rush moves. They start learning the little tricks in the run game, the double moves, the different things that come out of the concepts, and so the tighter it gets to guys anticipating it, the harder they try to compete. And we have a great team that's competing against each other right now. It's bringing out the best, but it gets frustrating at times, and that's when, tempers and emotions start to flare, and we got to be able to operate with that way.
Dave, why wasn't Derek Brown in practice and LeBron Ray?
Yeah, just oscillating DB, just with his, the way he practices. He had a great day yesterday, practiced really hard, general soreness. Let's shut him down. Let's get him on like a one-on, one-off program. So just kind of what we had planned. LB, it's just a personal matter.
Coach, on the tight end room, had a couple of drops today, 41, and then Trumbull in the end zone.
Yeah.
How important is it to get that room going and to establish that position after so many years?
Yeah, just play to play. Let's just make the ones that are there for us to make. That's what we're counting on. We know we can make those plays, and we trust the guys to make them the next time.
JT did not finish practice.
Yes.
Was that an ankle?
Yeah, it looked like an ankle, and then he wasn't able to finish, but he had a great day, so we'll evaluate him and see where he's at.
Any idea on severity?
Nah, not right now.
What do you attribute this to? Is it just
The NFL? I mean, we could be sitting in a different room in a different city, and we're all dealing with the same type of deal. Things come up. We practice hard. We practice at a good clip, and fortunately for us, we have some time. Time's on our side, so we'll just treat these guys. We have them here in the building, and we'll get them back out there when they're ready.
How would you describe Sanders' training camp so far?
Fantastic. Love the strides he's taken. Showed up in great shape. Really looked like he's worked on his route craft, attacking the ball, coming back to it. Has made some really amazing contested catches this camp. Exactly what we hope from him. And, another guy who just does things right, helps on special teams, all the things we want out of JT right now.
With the ankle?
We'll see.
Dave, another day, another splash play from Jassim Reed.
Yeah.
I mean, you said last week that he is playing in a way that is going to make your decision in this wide receiver room difficult later.
Absolutely.
Is that just continuing to prove itself?
Yeah, just by nature of the position, he catches it when they throw it to him. He does the right things. He's where he's supposed to be when he's supposed to be there. Those things go so far in the quarterback room. First and foremost, the guys talk about it. They're looking to throw him the ball. That's a really good thing. Love where Jassim's at. Again, just continue to push him on the special teams front too, because all of our guys are going to be asked to help in different ways. But I'm really pleased where he's at right now, and he just got to continue to take every day just take one more step.
You're a guy that would get a lot of reps Thursday.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope, to just get him out there, play some ball against a non-known opponent. Kenny will get some time. Haynes has done a great job. He'll get some time, and I want Jassim to be out there to be able to just provide them with another weapon so we can evaluate the whole group.
Have you seen his confidence grow over camp? Jassim?
Absolutely. Just the level of comfort, coming to us last season and really being around the team, being in the installs, going through a full off season with us for the first time. All of that has paid dividends. Rob's done a great job with Jassim, Keyshawn Coleman as well. Those guys just really teaming up to make sure that everybody's prepared to throw great practices.
Saw Haynes King in college. He make a lot of plays with his feet.
Yeah.
That often becomes a thing, as you know, in exhibition games. Would you think that would be the case Thursday, or were you hoping he won't because you want him to go through the various?
Yeah, I mean, for my life, I just want the quarterback to move the chains and move the team. Whatever that looks like, I'm good with it. If he takes off and runs 5 times in a row and we're in the red zone knocking on the door, that's a great drive. If he goes 5 for 5 and completes the ball, finds an explosive and flips the field, I'm good with that too. So the fact that Haynes can do that is a great thing. It's very forgiving as you're playing with a different group of guys, a different group of linemen coming in and coming out, a new opponent. The ability to move around as a quarterback is very forgiving.
Coach, you said no starters on Thursday.
Yes.
Will Tremble or Sanders play, or will they be absent?
Tommy will not play. JT, we'll see how the ankle is. Was looking to try to get him out there and see him, but we'll see if he's going to be available for Thursday.
What about Brooks?
He will not.
I think we saw Gibson, Dinku, Cam Gill all run with the ones today.
Yeah.
Is that just a matter of kind of rolling guys in there to see what they look like with that group and see what you have?
Part of that, and then part of it's just our natural progression with guys like Pat Jones and Jalen Phillips, who are veteran players. They play at a high clip, really great effort out of those two. And so, with our days, we kind of just say, okay, what was his load the day before? How can we manage that on the following day, which gives us a great opportunity to look at how the other guys look with the rush groups and how they play on first and second down with the first group. So great opportunities all across the board.
And that deep touchdown to Bryson right here.
Yeah.
I think everyone thought he was going to Chuba. Was that the design, or how did Bryson kind of factor in there?
Yeah, it's a part of the design, and Bryce has 2 options on that play right there, and he took the shot down to BT, so we're glad about that, Chuba on that one is usually used as like a check down type of situation, but once the play starts to extend, it almost turns into a scramble play of sorts. But it was a really nice connection. The official said it was not a catch. We got to go to the tape because that was the deciding factor for that drill. So that'll be reviewed, and if we can't settle it that way, we might have a shoot off in the team meeting. We might putt. We might do a quiz. We never know. We just throw something at the guys because we never end on a tie.
Do you often would let Brad call plays in preseason games? Any idea or any thought to do that on the defensive side this summer?
Yeah, we're going to look for opportunities. But again, the initial part is making sure that his communication is right with Devin Lloyd being out there. So that'll happen a lot for us if we do find some opportunities. I love that. I love the other coaches getting to feel what that feels like. It really takes you into another mode the days before the game, where you're starting to organize your thoughts about combinations of situational calls, all those things. It just engages you in a different way versus when you're coaching a position or doing something else. You're really focused on the substitution part of it. It's a great way to just make a coach uncomfortable and bring them out into a space that they got to kind of think through. Pete allowed me to do that in our inter squad scrimmages over the years in Seattle, and it was really valuable to feel the difference of just coaching wideouts, just coaching quarterbacks, or actually having to organize your thoughts to be able to call plays. So they're great opportunities. The priority is that our primary callers have good rhythm with our guys. That'll be the priority, but if we can find opportunities over 4 games, we'll look for those.
Dave, going back to Leggett.
Yeah.
Sometimes, when a guy gets benched, you kind of lose that guy.
Yeah.
What has he been like this training camp in terms of locked in?
He's been the same. He's what I've seen since he got here. He's a tireless worker. He cares. It matters to him. He takes coaching well. He's a very humble guy. He wants to work at the things that he needs to improve, and that's what he just continues to do. And the longer he's with us, the less it's about the concepts and the more it's about just the details and fine techniques of playing the wide receiver position. And he just attacks it headlong. That's what I'm so proud of about X. That's how we want all of our guys to handle things, is to just go right back to work and figure out what you can control and what you can work on.
Kenny seems to have a lot of chemistry and timing with a few of the depth wide receivers. How have you seen that kind of develop, and can you take us through like how important that is going into a game like this where guys are fighting for spots?
I would imagine, I wasn't with him for the last couple of years, but I would imagine being on several different teams, working with several varieties of the depth chart of wide receivers, tight ends, etc., that he's got experience trying to figure guys out pretty quickly. Different body types, different speed, different profiles, and so that's shown up. And he's able to and very comfortable playing with anybody and making sure that they understand what we're trying to get done.
Go back to just the intensity, and I know you said you want them to calm down at certain times, but also have that physical nature.
Yeah.
Bryce seemed to really kind of lead some of that intensity between the snaps today too. Like, how important is it for it to come?
It's important for Bryce to just be himself and compete the way that he knows how to. I don't want them to calm down. I want them to refocus. I don't want guys relaxed. I want them engaged. It's two different feelings. You can't play this game calm. This game is meant to play at a high clip with intensity and great focus. And if we can do that as a group, if we can do that as a coaching staff and as a team, to have that type of engagement and focus, that's what we're looking for. When it gets out of hand, that's not focus. If we're not chasing hard enough, that's not focus. We want to be in that zone where we're locked in. One play, this play's over, I lock back in, get the call, and then I go and execute again. And that's the challenge. And over the course of whatever sport it is, showing great examples to the players in team meetings of what it looks like for a group to function that way, for a player to be fully engaged. Showed him a clip of Kobe talking about going overseas, prepping for the USA team, chasing another gold. And he talked about first it's attacking training camp, and then it's this day, and let's win this drill. And all of a sudden, I was just like, I didn't have to say anything. I was like, okay, he said it, guys, go to your meetings. And it was just like, that's what we're looking for, that type of intensity.
We got 2 more questions. Everybody okay? All right, get it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think really just see what's going on in practice, carry out onto the field. It's our first time in the stadium against a new team. Just want to go out there and operate at a high level, and play good football. So that's really what I'm looking forward to do.
You had the nice throw to Jaseen Reed. He's having a pretty strong camp, especially getting throws from you and Haynes. What have you noticed about him? Why is he having so much success?
I just think the work he's put in. We had a chance to throw together. Bryce put a throwing trip together. We went to Arizona, spent some time together. I saw it in spring. You just kind of know when a guy has it. I feel like he does, and he works really hard, understands each route concept and how he can get open and what his job is, and he just goes out there and he executes at a really high level.
Kenny, this is a game that the whole league probably is watching. It's a standalone game. I know you might not play.
I wouldn't say so. I think if you think about the exterior factors, you may not go out there and play as well as you need to. So, like I said before, just all the hard work that we're putting in practice here, you want to see come to life, on game day. So that's really just everybody doing their job and executing.
What's your comfort level with the offense right now?
It's going pretty well. I think, we did a really good job of installing everything in spring. So we kind of saw everything for the first time in spring, got a chance to study over summer, and now we're going back through it again. So it's our third time through it. So I think that really helped me.
What's your impressions of this offense compared to some of the others?
Yeah, similar. A lot similar to, I'd say, Philly, Cleveland. I think a lot of, similarities there. Run game-wise, there are a lot of similarities from Vegas. There was some crossover with the coaching staff, so I had some background there. It's just really how they teach, different concepts, and where you're starting, I think, is a little different. So you just have to be diligent going through your progressions.
Kind of on that note, Dave has mentioned a few different times, like how much he likes what you bring from what you learned at those other places. What do you think is the most valuable thing you might have learned there that you're sharing?
I think it's just the different experiences. Like, a lot of people do run the same concepts, but people read it differently, or they start somewhere differently. So it's just kind of having that background knowledge of, hey, at this place we went 1, 2, 3, low to high, high to low, whatever it may be, and just kind of bouncing ideas off each other in the quarterback room, and figuring out what works best for us.
Jimmy Horton's presumably going to get a lot of time with you out there. What have you seen from him this summer?
Yeah, the first thing is his speed. He can run. I think, any way that we can utilize his speed, it's different. So I'm excited for him to get, as many opportunities as he can to show what he can do.
Are you comfortable with both Nick and Sam snapping to you at this point?
Yeah, I think we've gotten a lot of reps, going back to spring, and now, heading into our third week here in camp. Gotten a lot of reps, try to, get some before practice, after practice, whatever it may be, to make sure, both guys feel as comfortable, as they want to be.
What's your impressions of Peck? What's your impressions of Peck?
Oh, he's great. He's a smart guy. You could tell, I don't know how long he's played center, but, he just, as soon as you talk to him, off the field, on the field, he just knows centers, I guess, when you talk to him. I think it's a quarterback thing, but, he's got a great feel for the game. He's a young guy that's eager to learn, doesn't make the same mistake twice, which is good to see. Always talking to me about protections and what we want to do, and the communication's great, so it's been great to work with him.
How would you assess Bryce's camp so far?
Yeah, he's doing awesome. You could tell it's his third year in the system. I feel like he has a really good grasp of the offense. Kind of has had these plays multiple times versus multiple different looks, so he knows where to go with the football with what he sees. He's playing really fast, so it's been really cool to work with him.
When Dave was up here, he just mentioned the intensity and even the tempers that are starting to flare up. How much of that do you think is a byproduct of the fact that this is a longer camp?
Yeah, that's camp. I think, maybe outside make those things a bigger deal than how we make them. Like, we just come out here and compete every day. I think it's a good thing. You're seeing an offense and a defense that are coming out here every day to compete and to win each drill. You don't want guys going through the motions, and, I haven't seen that here. Guys are competing. They keep score every drill. People are talking in the locker room after who won, who lost, and there's bickering and going back and forth. So it's a fun place to work when you have that.
Dave talks about the challenges you'll have to do in case there's a tie on the video.
Oh, yeah, they'll shoot off? Yeah.
Does the offense have to send up whoever was a part of the play, or do you get to elect someone to go?
I'm a new guy, but how it's been going is whoever has that controversial play, we usually get those two guys up and they shoot off. I think we've done 2 rookies one time. That was fun. Offensive lineman, defensive lineman. Monroe was up there shooting. He looked all right. We can work on it a little bit. DBs and receivers, they can shoot. Bryce can really shoot. I could tell he spent some time in there shooting. It's a home court rim for him. Yeah, it's fun. It's a little fun thing Dave does.
Kenny, at the owners' meetings, Dave said that he wanted to be part of your story. How has your bond with him grown over the last few months?
Yeah, it's great. He's awesome. He's in there as much as he can in the quarterback room. Brad's been, really taking the reins of the offense, and he's done an unbelievable job. And Will runs the meetings in the quarterback room, and he's helped me a ton. So it's been a great working relationship with all those guys and getting to know them a little bit off the field, their families and stuff like that. So it's been awesome. It's just a day-to-day process.
Is Brad showing confidence in his play calling ability?
Definitely. Yeah, we've had a lot of call-up periods at the end there. We throw them into practice and kind of, let Brad call it and kind of get into a rhythm on an offense instead of having, your 4-play rack and then you get out. I think it's good to get into a flow of football. The scrimmage was all call-up period in the, in the stadium. I felt like he did a great job there, mixing in screens and doing different things. So he's doing an awesome job.
Do you see like a first-year play caller?
I wouldn't. I mean, if I didn't know it, I don't think you would know. I think the preseason games were awesome for everybody to kind of get that feel of back in the stadium, playing real football. So I think we're all excited to go in Canton.
Anyone else?
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Got it.
Team Reed's had a lot of success catching the ball from you and Kenny. What have you seen from him, and why has he been so successful this summer?
One of the reasons, I mean, he's just a consistent guy. He comes in, goes about his business the right way, and when you're looking at reads and all that stuff, when he's at the right place at the right time, you're going to get the ball, especially when you're creating separations and making plays like that.
What are you trying to get most out of this game atmosphere with everybody kind of competing for spots?
Really just try to make the most of my opportunity, and also, I'm very lucky of being a part of QB room like this. A lot of vets and just learning from them, and not even half the time is just soaking in what they're saying and talking about it. And it's like just trying to get on their level and learning just about the game, whether it's the operation aspect, the reads, just anything like that. Just the small little details of what they know that I don't know yet, or I haven't been through yet.
And you talked to us back in the spring about how, despite the mobility in that part of your game, you wanted to be here as a quarterback. How do you feel like you've progressed, and what part of your things have you been able to improve the most since then?
I felt like I've been developing pretty good. A lot of it is, transitioning through progressions, whether it's, second, third, or check down. When you're moving smoothly through those and knowing where everybody's at and how things progress and how fast things progress as well, I feel like, you get better as a quarterback, and your completion percentage gets up because you're finding the right guys at the right time, and after that it's just about accuracy.
How excited are you for Thursday? Are you nervous? How are you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very excited. I hadn't played at this level yet, and just to go out there and showcase my ability, and to do it with the guys that we've been working hard, whether it's training camp, OTAs, all that stuff, and just getting to know the guys, and to finally go out there in a game setting is going to be pretty exciting.
Do you feel comfortable taking steps from both Sam and Nick at this point, having worked with them for a few weeks?
Yes. Each and every day it gets better. The more experience, the more reps you get, the more comfortable you're going to feel.
How's the communication been with them calling you and them calling protections?
It's been pretty good. So far, so good. We've had limited reps on certain things, but for the most part, the transitioning and the operation aspect it's been really good.
Fast question about Thursday. This may end up being like the most preseason reps you get over the next month. How important do you think this opportunity is for you on a personal level as you try to make the 53?
It's very important, and it's not just 53 as well. All the teams get to watch this film, so it's almost kind of like a cool little tryout for everything. Whatever you put on film, it's going to be there forever. And the eye in the sky don't lie, as everybody says. But I feel like it'll be fun. But also at the end of the day, like you say, it's important. It's important for me, and whatever is for me in the future.
Do you have any pregame rituals that you go through?
Pray to God, and then other than that, I kind of just hit check marks. Hey, did I warm up, or did I do this? Do I have this? Rather than, I'm not real anal about things like that. I just kind of go with the flow, and, because at the end of the day, how you feel going into the game is what's going to happen. Sometimes that changes. Like sometimes you have to do a little bit more to get ready. You're not feeling as good, or sometimes you have to do a little bit less because you're like, I'm feeling ready to roll, you know. And I think that's probably going to be what it is Thursday, you know, ready to roll.
Do you have like a pregame playlist or a snack like you have to eat before you go out there?
Not really. Like I said, it just kind of depends what's going on. Like I said, if I feel down or whatever, it might be a little sugar, or it might be, you know, some carbs, some protein, just carry you through. And then snacks during the game is snacks during the halftime, really. But at the end of the day, it's like I said, whatever it is that I feel my body needs in order to get through the day.
The events around this game are a little different going into the Hall of Fame. How much of that is on your mind approaching Thursday?
You know, I didn't even think about that, honestly. But I just kind of go with the flow and, you know, go day by day. And that's just kind of how I've been living right now, because at the end of the day, you know, I'm just trying to be where my feet are and go from there.
Did Will retiring like change things for you in practice, like snap wise?
I've gotten a couple more reps, yes.
Have you noticed the difference just having those couple extra things?
I mean, yes. I guess you'd say that. I mean, you know, getting more reps, obviously you feel good about it, and, you know, especially if it goes good and you execute well, it's going to, you know, boost your confidence.
You obviously talked about wanting to go through all the progressions, but are you anticipating making some plays with your feet Thursday? It's something you do anyway, but a lot of times in the exhibition games with different combinations of offensive lines and so forth, that ends up being a reality.
Yes, just like you said it. I mean, your legs are going to be one of the answers in preseason games with a lot of different groups, a lot of guys rotating. Stuff happens, and you know, I'm not prepared to take off and run every play, but you know, I'm going to go through my progressions and just kind of play football, play smart football. And if it, you know, means for me to take off and run, I'm going to do it. Or if it means for me to, you know, extend the play and try to get a big pass down the field, then I'm going to do that. Just at the end of the day, and try and play quarterback.
Anything else?
Thanks, Haynes.
Thank you.
Thanks,
I know
Haynes.
Kickley spends a lot of time around this facility. Have you had a chance to meet him going into Thursday?
I couldn't hear the first part of it.
I know that Luke Kuechly spends a lot of time just around this facility in the building with the guys. Have you had a chance to meet him yet? And are you excited to maybe be able to do that on Thursday?
I'm very excited to do that on Thursday. I have not met him yet. I know he's a big part of this place here, and his name, his pictures are everywhere. And I'm excited to meet him for sure.
I know this is a business trip, but do you know if, like, the coaches are going to give you all a chance to go through the hall at all?
I have no clue. All I'm doing, I just know we're playing Arizona.
Anyone else?
Thank y'all. Thank you.